Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to talk about the Lemax Isle of Doom and a bit about the computer boards inside of it and how you can troubleshoot and potentially get it to work, and a bit of things about trying to upgrade it. So I've already done two videos in the past that I uploaded I think about a year ago trying to fix this same Lemax Isle of Doom, and I did get it to work and everything was fine. And now I'm going back in to try and see if I can upgrade the voltage regulator board, which I'll get into in a second. And so this is the older version of Isle of Doom that had a mister and animated features. But then later versions of this building just plugged into a 4.5 volt adapter like most Lemax buildings do. But you can see this one here is a 24 volt AC power supply. The reason why is they had to use the 24 volt AC for an ultrasonic mister inside of the skull. And the old Lemax haunted fountain uses the same type of system. And what a lot of people might not know is it basically takes the 24 volt AC to this board, and this is the board that is running your mister. So if the mister failed or something to that effect, check this board. And both this board and this one are connected to a heat sink, which is this metal, to try and cool down the transistor right here. Or in this one, it has a different one that's right up there. Here's the heat sink, and then you can see the transistor. This one does not get that hot unless you're running the mister, but otherwise it seems to stay cool. And I don't even put water in this piece very often because it makes a mess. What's really interesting though is basically it takes the 24 volt AC, converts it to DC on this board, and then puts 30 volts DC on yellow and white wires here going to this board. So on this board there's 30 volts DC because the 24 volt AC, basically AC power supplies are measured at about a middle point, but AC cycles have peaks and slopes, and so if you convert it to DC and then store it with capacitors, you can keep it at a higher level than what the power supply even tells you. So basically this board here is getting 30 volts DC, which is pretty high for a little Lemax building. And then this transistor is doing a ton of work to then convert it down to about the 4.5 volt range. Because then this board, which does the sound, this little chip here, and then they have a little amplifier and stuff for the speaker. This one is managing the little animation for the door that comes in and out, and it's running the sounds for the building, and then also all the lighting pretty much goes off of this power supply as well, so it's at a decent level. But this gets very hot. If you open this building up after it's been running for a bit and you feel the heat sink here, which is normally mounted to this back porcelain, you can sometimes even feel the porcelain of the building. It gets hot, and it's because this stupid old transistor is doing a ton of work that it's just really badly designed. And I think at the time when they made this building, they didn't have any better components. So what I'm going to look at doing, and I'll make an update video later on if I make any progress with this, is installing a modern step-down transformer, because you can find them on eBay now for about a few bucks, and you can take a higher power and step it down, same thing that this is doing, but it'll be a better regulated system, because this one is basically just trying to get 5 volts-ish, but it's really not regulated. So depending on the AC power supply that you're using and whatever, it'll get a bit higher, a bit lower, and it heats up really hot. So the more modern ones are a bit better, at dissipating heat, and they also just function better, so they don't waste as much power and heat. So what I'm hoping to do is basically get rid of this board and put in a modern power supply step down to run this and the lighting that will run at a better operating temperature, because basically this has been on the verge of a meltdown a few times, because if you run this building for too long it gets too hot, and the hotter it gets the worse it functions, and then it can potentially kill the sound chip or other lights and stuff because it's running too hot. Anyway, I hope this video helps a few of you who might have questions about what the actual power supplies are in here, what these different boards are, because this is one of the most complex Lemax buildings as far as electronics go, just because of its age and sort of redundancy going on with stepping down power and so on and so forth. So if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out the other videos on my channel.